So you're listening to the Random Radio Show. That is Lynyrd Skynyrd and Sweet Home Alabama. Tuesday night, we've got a special guest here on the Random Radio Show. This is PCR 103.2. We're going over to Facebook Live just after this. It is the Random Radio crew, and we're now live on Facebook.
Absolutely.
Hi, Christy.
Hello.
So this is the bit that I hate, because people can see me on the radio, but it really doesn't matter.
But you look handsome, Jim.
Ah, well, seen this? Look, Super Callous t-shirt on. One of only two that exist in the world. If you would like to watch this little piece of theatre here in the radio studio, facebook.com/Random Radio PCR FM. That's all one word. And you can look us up and you can see me.
Yeah.
And you might be able to see Christy.
Can't see me today.
So she's around the corner. And you will be able to see our very special guest tonight, Tom Bryans, who is a classical guitarist. And before we talk to him, we're going to hear from him. So here we go. Well, I can't believe it. Tom Bryans, a perfectly pitched classical guitarist here in the studio. Tom, have you flipped yourself up there?
I did, yeah. I'm good to go.
Welcome to PCR FM 103.2, the Random Radio Show.
Thank you very
You
much.
are going out to thousands of people, and you've got to me already. I really wasn't expecting that.
Why? What were you expecting?
Well, we have excellent musicians here on the show, and that has just taken us into a different league. So well done. Lovely to have you here, and nice to have a classical theme. It beats the ukulele players that we had a few months ago.
Don't go there, Jim. Don't go there.
Let's not go there. So Tom, where are you from?
Well, I've moved around a little bit, but at the moment I live in March, up in the Fens. So.
That's clearly why you play guitar so well.
Yeah, I get a lot of time out in the field, so...
I was thinking, go on, put them up. Everybody from March has to do this.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, blimey, he's still only got 10.
Yeah.
So I'm very impressed by that.
I've got separate toes as well, so...
So you came to March from where?
From St Neots.
And originally?
I moved up from London.
You're a London boy, born and bred. Are you proper East Ender?
Well, I lived in the East End for a while, but yeah, like I say, I've moved around a bit, so yeah, it's hard to say where I'm from.
Well, we're glad you moved here, for sure.
Thank you.
For sure. And what got you into playing classical guitar?
Yeah, well, that's a bit of a long story, but I played electric guitar mostly for years and years. And it was an old film with Steve Vai in it years ago, which was about an old blues man. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It was called Crossroads.
I have seen Crossroads.
And yeah, I think that it was the scene at the beginning where the guy's playing the Turkish March by Mozart, and I thought, that's it, I've got to learn that. So yeah, I thought that got me started a little bit, but you know, I eventually got classical guitar lessons. So and then here I am here today.
So were you a bit of a rock god when you started?
Yeah, I was. I played a lot of electric guitar, lots of sort of like all that tapping and wiggling and all that.
Great.
And, yeah.
Well, we've got a lot of listeners that were into that, but I can assure you that listening to what you play now will be getting them all thinking about having another genre under their belt.
Yeah.
Great, Chris, isn't it?
I'll tell you, as you know, Roscoe's son plays metal when he picks up an electric guitar, but he certainly knows how to play classical guitar as well. So it's complete mix, and I think that not a lot of musicians do explore it, and I think they should. You know, any time we've had somebody on in the past, there's always been a lot of interest. So definitely.
So Tom,
yep.
I always ask this question of guitarists when you see people like Clapton, who claims not to be able to read a note of music.
Yeah.
Do you read music?
I do read music. Yeah.
So that means you will compose and do it the right way.
I do. Yeah. I do compose music, and you know, I've got a few compositions that are published, and I'm composing one at the moment for cello, which will be recorded, and you know, might get to see it.
Do you need a cellist?
What, do you play?
Well, I don't, but I have a sister that is a very, very accomplished cellist who listens to the show every time. So I'll get her to get in touch if you need one.
Yeah, well, I do you know, I forget the name of the cellist who's supposed to be performing my piece, but it's at the end of November. I have to have the piece all up and ready, but yeah, it's kind of cool composing for different instruments, and that I've got to prepare all the score and send it off, and you know, a lot of musicians are a lot better than me. I think guitar music is kind of difficult to sight read, and you know, a lot of these musicians like pianists and cellists, you just stick the music in front of them and they just play it.
That's true.
I can't do that. I'm not that good. I just sit with the music for a while, and eventually I can play it.
Well, talking about playing, do you want to give us something else?
Yeah.
As a special treat. Is it going to be an original or something by somebody else?
I'm going to do something by somebody else, if you don't mind.
No,
and I'm going to sing a song. You did mention about singing a song, and I'm going to do something that might be a little bit fun for some of you rock fans. The reason I'm doing it is because you know, my YouTube channel this video got quite popular because I just put the guitar solo at the start of this song, and I figured I might as well just play it. So here goes. So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail? Smile from a veil. Do you think you can tell? Did they get you to trace your heroes for ghosts? hot ashes for trees, hot air for the cool breeze, cold covers for change. Did you exchange a walk-on part in the war for a lead role in the cage? How I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. How we found the same old fears. Wish you were here.
Mild and breezy, a little bit moist on the roads, could be slippy out there tonight in the Peterborough area. Any problems out there, give us a call here in the studio, 01733 237 525. If you're suffering from precipitation, you just got to call PCR FM 103.2. Well, welcome back. You are listening to tonight's Random Radio Show, and before the news, we had a wonderful rendition of Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here from our special guest tonight, Mr. Tom Bryans. Tom, something else.
Cheers, buddy.
And one that we know all of our listeners will love and enjoy. Big Pink Floyd fan?
Yeah, big Pink Floyd fan.
Who is not a big Pink Floyd fan? Gilmore fan?
Yeah, very much, yeah.
Yeah, something else. Roger Waters fan?
I am a Roger Waters fan, yeah.
Great,
Yeah,
that's half the group. So which one of them was really Pink Floyd?
Yeah, no, that's a tough one. Because,
It is.
Yeah, I think both of them, you know, I think, you know, when you watch their reunion gig, you just think the pieces come together, but they're better together.
Yeah.
Whether they get on or not.
That's rock and roll. Do they
Yeah.
get on or don't they? Christy, you've been around rock and roll musicians your whole life.
Yeah, well,
Do
more
they-
so over the last few years, yeah.
Do they get on?
There's a lot of politics with musicians, definitely,
Yeah.
as there is with radio, of course.
Yeah, there's egos galore out there. So actually,
Yeah.
probably better, Tom, that you stay in a solo light.
Oh, yeah.
So when did you actually start composing?
Well, I think I started composing young, like writing songs, but you know, I never really wrote things down on paper, and I think that's what really the study of classical music is, being able to get it down on the dots. And I'm doing a university degree in composition, and the degree is mostly about a piece of software called Sibelius, and you know, with learning how to use Sibelius, it's opened up all kinds of doors for composition, and you know, I'm flying now. So
Now, I am amazed because you're the second person that I've met that has learnt or is learning to use Sibelius. My second eldest sister is a classical violinist, studied at Royal College of Music. She has spent 2 years writing her own suite, and the only way to get it down was to do it on Sibelius.
yeah,
She wrote a whole orchestral piece, and she just couldn't cope with thousands and thousands of pieces of manuscript all over the place. And Sibelius, of course, solved that. So,
yeah.
birds of a feather. I'm sure she'd like to talk to you about your experiences.
Yeah, well, she's probably better at it than I am. But yeah, I'm learning, and I'm putting my own suites together, and you know, mostly what I've done at the moment is duets and quartets and things like that. But you know, looking hopefully towards putting orchestral scores and things like that together. But you know, I've written my own guitar suites and what have you. It's wonderful. What's great about Sibelius is as well is it plays it back to you, so you can actually hear it. So you know if it's not right. You know straight away, whereas if you're writing it down on paper, you'll probably get a massive surprise when the orchestra starts playing it. And
yeah, well, it's easier than having a rubber all over your manuscript, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lying there in your coffee, decomposing.
Yeah.
Just so, Tom, clearly people are going to want to know how to get in touch with you. So you said you got your own channel on YouTube?
Yeah, Tom Bryans on YouTube. Yeah, if you go there, and you know, it's starting to get a little bit more traffic on there now. It's not all classical music. Some of it's you know, I do some tuition videos, and you know, I've put a little bit of it, try to mix it up a little bit, make it interesting. And I've also got a Facebook page, Tom Bryans Guitar. And my newest thing now is my Patreon site, which apparently all the kids are doing now. Patreon seems to be the way forward, where if somebody really likes my music...
Straight over Jimbo's head. Patreon? Sounds like an American movie.
Well,
not even I know about it, Jim.
It's kind of cool, actually, because it's for if, you know, making money out of music is not the easiest thing in the world to do. And it's a way that you can put yourself out there and say, look, if anybody wants to just give us a few quid just to keep me making videos, recording music, then they can pledge you however much they want, and they just pay a donation to you each month. You know, whether it be £1. If you've got enough fans, you know, it clocks up. So one day.
There you go. So Random Radio Show brings the Joe Wicks of Leaning 15, Tom Bryan, the composing 15 classical guitarist. That is something else. Christy.
Yes, I've got some updates with you for you on the Facebook page at the moment. We've got a few people saying hello. So Stuart Overland says, hello Random Radio. Linton Towler says, good evening everyone. And Rick Peacock said he wants to hear some more from lovely Aunt Jan.
Great.
So I've told her that she's coming up after 8:30. But I just wanted to let anyone know that if they do have any questions, they can comment on the video, which is on facebook.com/Random Radio PCR FM. You can send an email through to our studio@pcrfm.co.uk, or if you're brave enough, we can connect a telephone call through to Tom in the studio. Before 8:30, if you will, it's 01733 237
525.
Oh yes.
The only way to do it. So Tom, over to you again, because your music is too good to miss. Okay. And of course it tells a story. So what's coming up next?
Okay, I'm going to play, you mentioned about a suite, so I'm going to play one of the pieces from my own guitar suite, and it's just a little slow waltz. Okay.
People really need to know where they listen to that.
Absolutely.
Tom, this is exceptional stuff. I'm not thanked.
I screwed that up.
Well,
But anyway.
do you know what? We didn't know.
We're all
Yeah,
musically minded
fingers
and
and
none of us
thumbs.
knew.
Fingers and thumbs.
We didn't know. That is superb. When did you compose that?
That was last year. I composed that. So that I recorded that one, and that one's on iTunes and Amazon. You know all that.
Great.
Nonsense.
Great. So, if people want to come and see you, Tom, have you got a gig list at the moment? Are you out and about?
I have. I want to say thank you. I did a lovely gig in Peterborough at the weekend at a place called Puzzles, which everyone who came to that was a great place, and any musicians want to play, that's a cool place to play. But I've got one coming up as well in the Pizza Parlour Music Cafe, which is on the 22nd on Sunday.
So that's the new one in Cathedral Square, isn't it?
Where is that?
It
I
is-
didn't know about this place.
It's
Yeah,
the
it's,
new one that's having the big argument about whether it has the only wood-fired pizza oven in town.
Okay.
Looks
Well,
great. That's
I
a
mean,
trendy
I went
place.
there for a pizza, and the pizzas are pretty good. And I watched a duo there, which was pretty cool. And straight away, I knew I wanted to play there, and I got in touch with the organizer who runs the music there, and she booked me straight off. So I've got a gig coming up there. Hopefully, if it goes well, I'll be a regular there. So
Okay, so what day is that then, Tom?
That'll be on Sunday the 22nd.
Of
I think,
October.
of October, yeah.
Great.
And that'll be about 2 in the afternoon, I think.
Okay, that's great. So that's a week on Sunday in the Pizza Parlour in Cathedral Square, around about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The only wood-fired pizza place in town, with an original oven and an original classic guitarist.
I actually think Matt might be taking on a date there that actual day.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Right?
he's just found out.
So Tom, I'm going to put you on. I'm going to put you on the spot
Yeah.
because I'm a big fan of Spain and lots of Spanish things. I lived out there for a time,
Yeah.
and I love Spanish guitar. And Joaquin Rodrigo is one of my favourites.
Okay.
And you know what I'm going to ask you, don't you?
Go on.
Well, it's a very personal piece between my father and I, and of course that is the Concierto de Aranjuez. Do you know it?
I kind of do, but I don't really play it as such, but I can give it a whirl.
Go on then.
I'll give it a
Ah.
bash.
I'm going to
Wow.
test
On
the
it.
spot.
This would be a real personal treat for me if you can play any of it.
You know, just trust me, I haven't seen a score for this, so this is just literally me improvising here.
So here we are on the
Here
Random
we go.
Radio Show. Tom Bryans
Yes.
on the spot with a bit of Joaquin Rodrigo's Concierto de Aranjuez.
I think it's the third movement.
It is
We'll
the
see.
one.
Here we go.
Orange juice.
Orange juice, yeah.
something like that. That was absolutely brilliant. Very personal thing for me. That I will tell you all about it off air, because I'm not going to tell you about it on air because it might well up. But Tom, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Right, getting us up again just for you.
Orange juice.
We didn't plan any of this. We didn't plan it. I asked for that because it's personal. Jan got her oranges out, and you've got your hand on one of Jan's oranges, and what a juicy one it is. So that's great. And you've never seen the score for that?
No, I haven't. I think I tried. I mentioned it at a gig once before, and I'd seen it on the old film Brassed Off. You know where
exactly where it became known as orange juice.
Yeah, orange juice.
With
and
the
I actually
fluval
called it
horn.
orange juice, and there was a Spanish woman there, and she laughed at me and said, "No, it's aranjuez, aranjuez."
Naranca. Yeah, great. Thank you very much for that.
That's all right.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
If there's anybody out there that's listening that likes what they're hearing, have you got CDs or physical media or somewhere they can download information from?
Well, I did have physical CDs, but I stopped pressing them, to be honest with you. They just, it's storing them. They're just a nightmare. I always end up with stacks of CDs everywhere that I end up sitting on and crushing. And so,
and we've given him an orange.
It
could get messy in the studio.
I've put it on the desk there somewhere safe next to me bottle of water. But to be honest with you, all my music is downloadable digital.
Okay.
So it's on Spotify, it's on iTunes, Amazon, and I think loads of others, but they're the only ones that I really know of.
Okay. So I mean, when we were chatting about coming on the show a couple of months ago, it's not just Tom Bryans' guitar that you kind of do.
No.
You've got loads of projects on the go.
I have, yeah. I mean, I run an independent record label, Unit 8 Studios, and there's a few acts that come under the label, that are promoting their music. A band called Sovereign. There's a few artists that sell through my record label. But I write songs more along the rock lines, and I have got a couple of releases under my name, Tombo 2112. That's sort of more rock. It's I play electric guitar, I play the drums and the bass and sing. And then I've got Tom Bryans' classical guitar, which is probably more my what I'm doing now. It's just me and a classical guitar. Occasionally I sing a few songs as well. If someone books me to come and play at their do, then I'll probably sing a little bit, but it'll just be me and my guitar.
Sounds like a busy guy, and I think we
Yeah.
need Tom in the Random Radio Music Collective.
Yeah, to go on the album. We're making an album,
Okay.
aren't we?
Yeah, definitely.
We're making an album of featured artists.
Featured artists, and you ought to be on that, and we ought to connect you with the likes of Roscoe
Yeah.
and the likes of the wonderful Nick Lander, and you could
And your
come
sister?
up. Well, yeah, sisters as well. There's a bit of a scratch band coming together here, Tom.
Okay.
You love it. You thought we'd just come on some pikey radio station, but no, you haven't.
Yes.
We are one of the best.
We are. We're up there. We made it to FM, didn't we? So.
We did. So, Unit 8 Studios, that's the name of the
Studios.
label, and coincidentally with the recording studio, yeah?
Yeah. It's I've got to be honest. My recording studio is not quite as big and fancy as your studio here, but it does the job.
Listen. Dave Grohl recorded his very first album in his garage, and then when
Bang.
he recorded
There you go.
Wasting Light, that was in his much more expensive, not the normal garage, but it was still in his garage. So,
Yeah, you're right.
you know.
You're right. Madness, they kicked off
Yeah,
in a garage.
Yeah.
Garage music kicked off in a garage.
There you go.
So I think you worry about. And listen, don't be overly impressed by our studio. Might look very, very high tech. It's as temperamental
As
as
me.
as Christy on a good day.
Oh, I get in there first.
Yeah, and Jan's just, you don't know anymore, do you?
No.
No.
So, Are you going to play us out with another tune?
Yeah, I figured that I better check on my tuning because that Rodrigo.
Yeah, and I think whilst you do that, I think you need to tell us a story about this guitar that you told us when you walked in today.
Okay, yeah, I have got a little story. Now I'm trying this guitar out. This is I bought this today on eBay, and I won't lie to you, I got this guitar for 30 quid.
Wow.
And it's a nice guitar, and I put a bid on it from a guy from Chatteris, which is just down the road from me, and he actually dropped it off at my house today.
Wow.
He said it was his dad's guitar. His dad had passed away, and you know, I said, well, I'll give the guitar a good home, and I put a new bone nut and bridge into the guitar, put a new set of strings on it, gave it a little bit of a wipe, and here it is. I'm trying it out today.
Well, that's pretty special that a local guitar
it
has been given a new lease of life here on PCR 103.2.
It's very brave of you to trust it on its first outing. I mean, do you have the tour bus outside with another sort of 8 guitars or something?
No, if something goes wrong, I'm screwed. So
a bit like us then.
I like that. Welcome to this guy should be on the random radio show all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, to be honest with you, what can go wrong? You know, if something goes twang, then you know, I might be able to play some pieces with a few notes missing.
Yeah, well, you know what, it really doesn't matter. We were going to put you through a proper sound test tonight, and it hasn't made any difference whatsoever.
No, it really hasn't.
In fact, you've sounded better on there, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is great. So well done, Tom, for giving a new guitar, freshly sourced today, a new lease of life. We've thoroughly enjoyed having you on here.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've had some rare musicians over the last 30 or 40 shows, but this is something else. I'm still knocked out that I got a personal request in.
Oh.
Very special.
And you guys haven't spoke before today. I think it's important to say that.
Not at all.
All the communication's gone through myself, so I think it's important to say that you guys haven't spoke before now, have you?
There we are. Our classical guitar connection.
There you go.
So Tom, over to you.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna. As we're on the subject of Spain, I figure I'll play this one. It makes sense as well because I did a YouTube video of this one today, and so yeah, it's very current in my world. So here goes. This is Romance. Tuning.
track that's called Romance, and as we speak about romance, I may or may not have caught you saying goodbye to your significant other in the car park earlier on.
Maybe.
Yes, romance was occurring in the car park at the Hurlington Centre. Absolutely.
Was it the Hurlington Dash?
It is now, yeah.
So Tom, let's give a shout out to Mrs. Tom.
Yes, I think so.
What, Magda? She's waiting in the car. I don't.
Why is Magda in the
We
car? Why
invited
is
her in, she was too shy.
Yeah, she is shy. Bless her.
Is
but,
Magda a recent Mrs. Tom? Is she the only Mrs. Tom?
No, she's been. No, we've been together for a while now. And yeah, she's a.
Is she a Magda Bryans?
No.
Well, there's your opportunity, live on air.
Okay, well,
No pressure there.
No, that has put me on the spot. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble now. That's the sore point.
Yeah, well, when we send her the personal link to this little bit of the show, and as she listens back, she'll say, yeah, you play your romantic tracks for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's on the list of to-dos. So.
I love it.
Yeah, he'll be played at his own wedding.
Yeah.
You can see it now,
You know
can't
that, yeah.
Well, listen, Tom, it's been a pleasure to have you on here. Give us your contact details one more time, how people get hold of you.
Yeah, no, it's if you can just Google Tom Bryans, but Bryans with a Y. If you put the I in, it won't come up. But yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Tom Bryans Guitar. YouTube, it's just Tom Bryans, and if you fancy giving me some money on Patreon, you can call me Tombo. So
your friends call you Tombo then?
I think it's an old. That's an old family name. But yeah, it's kind of stuck. So yeah, friends call me Tombo.
Well, we'll be sure to share all of your sites and YouTube and everything on our page, facebook.com/Random Radio PCR FM, as you've been watching us live tonight on Facebook.
Done.
Yeah.
Facebook done. The bit that I don't enjoy, but I have.